In this video tech tip, we're going to be covering how you can save material and reduce time on your Stratasys FDM 3D prints using the Smart Support feature in GrabCAD Print. Sometimes when 3D printing an object, we may have a geometry that would be difficult to capture without support material. If we were to 3D print this object without using any kind of scaffolding, the top would bridge or fall into the gap due to the lack of support material underneath it. However, using Stratasys FDM 3D printers, we're able to create a scaffolding material out of a soluble secondary material, which we can print out and then dissolve away, leaving us with a 3D printed version of our original object. To get a better understanding of how the support material actually scaffolds the model material, we want to take a look at the support structure. Here we see a typical sparse support structure, and it's made of three distinct components. The first of which is the interface layer. This is where the model material comes in contact with the support material, and it's typically fairly tightly spaced. This gives the model material a nice flat surface to print on. Next, we have the transition layer. This is where the material starts to open up a little bit and the air gap between the layers becomes a little bit wider. This is to give a nice transition between the interface and the next section, which is called the sparse support structure. Here we have a large air gap, and it's typically printed a good deal faster than the model material. This is because we only need a little bit of volume here to hold up the transition and then the interface layer. As you can see, the shape is monolithic, so the footprint is the same at the bottom as it is on the top. In order to help users save material and reduce time, Stratasys FDM 3D printers use what's called a smart support structure. And a smart structure is very similar to the sparse structure in that it has three components: the interface, the transition, and then the sparse layers. The primary difference is the smart support structure has a wine glass shape to it, meaning it uses less material as it's building, and it can also print faster due to the decrease in print volume. For printing large objects that require a lot of support, this is a great way to cut down on your overall material usage and speed up your build time. For this demonstration, we'll be comparing the runtime on a Stratasys F370 using two identical build trays. Both trays have been set up with ABS at 10,000 slice height using the standard QSR support. The only difference between these trays is one has been set up for sparse support and the other has been set up for smart. We'll start by looking at the model that was prepared with sparse support, and if we click Show Slice Preview, we can see the support material is one monolithic block, so it prints with a consistent width and size throughout the entire model. For models that have many fine features, it might make sense to print out a larger block of support material to scaffold them, but for this model, we only need to support this top surface of the bracket, which needs to be printed in this orientation for strength. With this in mind, we can click View Estimates to see the print time and support material usage on this model. Taking note of these numbers, we can now go over and switch to our model that was prepared with smart supports for a comparison. If we want to change our support style in GrabCAD Print, all we have to do is click Support Settings, where we can select from a few different options. For this model, I've selected Smart so we can compare it directly against the sparse support. Now that this has been selected, we can click Show Slice Preview, which will show us the toolpath of the model. Now we've switched over to our Smart Support tray, and we can see if we go to Model Settings, we're still using ABS at a 10,000 slice height. The only thing we've changed is the support style on this model has changed from sparse to smart. From here, we can click the Show Slice Preview button, and we'll see that instead of a large monolithic block of support, instead we have an upwards tapering block of support. So from here we can tell that this bottom surface is completely scaffolded by the support material. However, the block tapers down, which reduces the overall amount of material used as well as the amount of time it takes to print. And we can see that if we click View Estimates, and we can compare our print time and support material usage with smart support to our print time and support material usage with sparse. Here we can directly compare the sparse and smart support build times. And one of the key takeaways here is, in addition to a 23% reduction in support material usage, we also have a 5% reduction in time. That's 32 minutes per part that's not spent printing support material, which can add up if you're printing multiple parts. Overall, using the Smart Support setting on Stratasys FDM 3D printers is a great way to save material and reduce time on large prints that might require a large amount of support material. For smaller prints, the impact may not be quite as dramatic, but it can certainly add up if you're printing multiples of a part. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the TriMech YouTube channel for more videos on Stratasys 3D printers and SolidWorks 3D CAD.